What's up, guys? It's Tuesday, January 10th, and this is Newswave. Let's get right to the big thing that happened, and I think most of us know what happened. Scalebound was canceled by Microsoft. Now, this was a really big game when it was shown at E3 because it was a big exclusive for Microsoft, which, if you really look at Microsoft's lineup, they don't have a lot of exclusives right now. I mean, they have Crackdown 3 eventually coming out, but their biggest problem is that a lot of these games are also attainable on the PC, which I guess Microsoft doesn't really care because it runs on Windows, so you have to buy Windows, which they make, but it still leaves the Xbox in just a very awkward position. It's almost like the Xbox is turning into a Steam machine that Microsoft just happens to make and is much more accessible to the mainstream because you don't have to go through like configuring drivers or anything like that. It's all very easy for them to set up. You turn it on, you go. But this was Xbox's big game. This was going to be a game that's going to come out and they were going to be able to fans were going to be behind it. You know, it's a great game. It's a massive game. It's like Scalebound, to put it in perspective, was like Microsoft's and Xbox's Horizon Zero Dawn. And as an interesting note, it was Platinum Games that was developing that, and now I guess they're freed up if that's canceled. But yes, it's been canceled. It sent a lot of fans into almost like a frenzy because it was a very, very it was a game that everyone was looking forward to. I mean, it was going to be an awesome game, I think, personally. And even if it was on the computer, I still would have played it. I mean, maybe that would have been a game I actually would have got for the Xbox or even the Scorpio when that came out. It's also worth noting, most of the trailers are being put to private for Microsoft's YouTube page, so most of the trailers are going away. If there is a trailer you find on YouTube for Scalebound that you liked or you just want to keep it as like a piece of history, I would go try to download it now while you can. So you remember how we talked about a couple days ago for CES? Remember I talked about that 3-screen laptop that Razer was showing off where it had the 3 screens that could then be kind of folded over and taken with you kind of on the go? Well, on the CES floor, they had them on display, of course. Basically, you can walk up, you can check them out, flip them over. Sometimes you're allowed to take off the back panels to see RAM or even like heat pipe configuration with fans. Well, I guess some people got a little too familiar, a little too handsy with these systems because a couple of those Razer 3-screen laptops were actually stolen off of the CES floor, which means I guess these people went in there, cut the locks, and they were able to leave CES with these, at the time, prototype laptops, these big prototype laptops, which kind of begs into question about their security measures, because apparently they're not very good if a couple of random people can walk in and then just walk right out with prototype laptops that aren't even ready for market yet. And right now, Razer is offering $25,000 for anyone that can provide information that leads to convictions, arrests, and I assume getting their prototypes back. This story is kind of interesting too. It's actually Disney is actually making a streamer box now. So you can buy a streamer box that is branded with Disney in mind. Snakebite is actually making them. I remember they made a lot of accessories for other systems like controllers, headsets at times, but what's interesting about this box is it's going to be geared towards kids. It's going to be made more for like the 10 and under crowd or the 12 and under crowd. If you want to have a box that you can put in a child's room that is very easy to use, there's not a lot of interface stuff to play around with. You turn it on, it'll have preloaded Disney movies and some games, stuff like that. Apparently Disney's going to be very picky with who they partner with and allow on this platform so that it's more kid-friendly and more younger audience in mind, so it can kind of engage them and stuff. You don't have to worry about them accidentally going on like Netflix and bringing up like Orange is the New Black or anything like that. It's going to be pretty much locked to parental supervision, so you don't have to worry about any of that. And it'd be good for, like I said, if you just have a kid, you just want to get them started with streaming. It's an Android box, has decent specs according to what everyone's reporting, probably a quad core that's capable of 1080p streaming, and it's only going to be $100 total. It should come with a remote and everything. And in a very quick, very quiet update, Steam has pushed out native support for the Xbox One controller, so if you would rather use an Xbox One controller than a Steam controller, for example, one of their little Steam controllers, you can just plug it right in with Windows. It'll pull the drivers. Now Steam will have everything natively supporting the X, Y, A, B, all of that Rumble features. All of that is natively supported by the Steam program now. So I've been thinking a while about how they could do another Mario Maker, maybe not the same kind of Mario Maker where it's not Mario being 2D, and I was thinking maybe like a Mario Kart, and then I guess everyone else had the same idea because there is actually a way where you can do level editing for Mario Kart Double Dash on the computer now. So over on Super Mario World Central, you'll see a lot of like hacks and mods stuff pop up where they're doing their their biannual creativity convention now. And what that does is it basically pulls all the hackers, modders, everyone together, and they basically share their work with each other and try to essentially impress each other. And so the newest project that's really kind of taken the entire site by storm at this point, everyone's really excited for it, is a project called Double Dash. It's DOUBOL dash, Double Dash. And it's a track editor for Mario Kart Double Dash, so you can actually design tracks in Mario Kart and then play them on your computer. So if you have like the Dolphin emulator and you have, I guess, the ISO from your disc for Mario Kart, you know, your disc, not a downloaded one, you can actually play it. I mean, I'm sure you could use a downloaded one, but you know, keep it legal, I guess you could say. And you can actually take the tracks and completely edit them and make new ones. And I think this would be awesome to do for either a spin-off of Mario Maker or actually make its own Mario Maker that's just for Mario Kart. How great would that be if you could design tracks, battle arenas, all that stuff right on the Switch in this case, or even maybe a 3DS successor, and all of a sudden you can download tracks, upload tracks, have all kinds of fun that way. I think that's a great idea, and now it's kind of reality because you can download this for free and everything, and it's still in early mode, obviously, and it's very technical. It's not like something you're going to like drag and drop stuff on and it appears. It's almost like you're working with like wire scans and everything, but the program is there. It is evolving at this point, and I think it's going to be very cool. And if Nintendo sees this, they should really consider making this an actual thing for like the consumer market and buying it at retail. And Dark Horse Comics and Nintendo are partnering to release a very limited edition of, you'll see it here, the Legend of Zelda Art and Artifacts book. And it's going to be very cool. They're only going to release 10,000 copies, so make sure you're pre-ordering it if you want this or you're a big Zelda collector. And it just looks really, really cool, very high quality. Comes with a really nice slipcover with the Master Sword on it, as you can see here. And they have a whole video over on IGN, but it just looks so cool. And this book has like basically artwork from the entire history of the video game franchise. You know, you got Breath of the Wild will also be a part of it, which is really cool. Of course, the original Zelda, and then all the way up through the Nintendo, the Super Nintendo, GameCube, Game Boy. It has all kinds of awesome artwork in there, and it's gonna be on like super high quality paper. It just is a collector's item. It's only 10,000 copies. If you're very interested, I would go over there and I would get it pre-ordered now on Amazon. And the last bit of news is about the Super Retro Boy. Now, if you have not seen this, it is basically a very, well, not really small, but kind of a remake of the original Game Boy and Retrobit's doing, so you'll actually be able to play the Game Boy and the Game Boy Advanced cartridges on it. And you'll see it here. It actually looks like a really, really nice little piece of hardware. It's going to retail for $80, which I mean, I guess that's an okay price point. It really depends on how it functions. It has a built-in battery. Like I said, it fits Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advanced games. I noticed that it's missing the shoulder buttons, which I don't really know how that's going to work if it doesn't have shoulder buttons. Maybe this is like an early version of it and they're adding it in. It's kind of weird to do that. It does have 4 buttons on the face. Maybe maybe 2 of those can be programmed to that as like macro buttons. But it looks nice. It does. And the screen is better. It's better than the Game Boy. I believe it's a TFT screen, so it still won't look as sharp as some of the newer screens you see on phones or anything like that. But it's a nice screen. I think it's going to give people a chance to go back and play these games like a regular Tetris or, you know, like Pokemon and everything on the go, just in a really nice screen. It also has 2 speakers at the bottom. You can see it there in the picture. And based on all the hands-on impressions and everything that the people at CES have seen, it's nice. It's a good device. So I'm going to check it out when it comes out. They're saying it's coming out later this year and that you'll actually be able to get 10 hours on a charge, which is impressive to get 10 hours of battery life, but I'm excited for it. I'll probably check it out. I wouldn't mind even taking it apart. We'll see when it actually comes out, if it does. Hopefully it does, but I've seen some stuff like this get canceled before. And that's it for Newswave today, guys. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will see you tomorrow morning for more Newswave.